అందరికీ సంతోషంగా ఉందా?
Are you all happy?
Be always happy, 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 happy.
Sai Ram. Here you go. Thank you. It pronounced at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagavan, dear brothers and sisters. I don't know about you, but I miss each and every one of you. I do not know how you feel about it, but I must be honest in confessing that I miss Sunday satsangs. The Sunday satsangs I miss because I am on other duty of Swami's work only. When I am visiting certain places, I had to discontinue Sunday, but I think of this Sunday satsang wherever I am. Because I started long back, 17 years ago, participating in Sunday satsangs. This is the 18th year. Therefore, with my due apologies to all of you for my absence, because I am on deputation to certain other places on Swami's work. I would like to present you this morning an interesting aspects that I had during my recent trip. After Swami's withdrawal from the physical body, I have defined myself, the objectives and the aims of my visits to different places, both in India and abroad. Why? What is the purpose? What are the objectives? Keeping in these aspects in my view, I have been moving from place to place. As Bhagavan said, if you walk one step with me, I will walk 10 steps with you, has come literally true down the line as I have been experiencing at every place. My humble submission to all of you, my 4 objectives behind my visit to any place, either within the country or outside the country, are the following. This has been circulation, and I circulate, make these objectives well known before I visit. Because my visit is not a time pass. It is not an entertainment program. It is not a cultural program. Because I spent all my life in Sai mission and Sai organization for 40 years. In the organization and in Sai mission, 40 years. A proof of that completely recorded in Sanatana Sarthi issues. For the last 17 issues, I have been writing all my experiences over these 40 years of my sojourn in Sai organization. 50% over, next 50% begins after 2 issues or so. So basing on the organizational involvement, totally, quite at the cost of personal comforts or career prospects, whatever you may say, I cannot simply leave it like that. Because I served in various capacities in the organization, right from ordinary Sevadal member. I was doing Gopuram duty, night duty, as Sevadal man. At the time of the conference, I was also doing night duty around those shads in those days. So I started my career as a Sevadal person. I continue to be a Sevadal man. Sevadal is a permanent post. Other posts may come and go. You may be president today, tomorrow you may not be. Sevadal, you are a man of service forever and ever. Therefore, since my association, I was Balavikas Guru for some time, teaching education, human values, the educator, Sevadal convener, the zonal convener, vice president, state president, afterwards Swami's institutions. All this is not to blow my trumpet. It's not like that. What made me define my goals behind my visit? To justify that, I am telling you all this. They are not new. Most of the people know that. The first aspect I thought was to enthuse devotees to take his mission seriously. The mission has to be taken seriously now, more than ever before. Because earlier, Swami's physical presence could bring about miracles everywhere. It brought people here to this place. Many unwilling people were dragged to this place. Many people who never planned to be here, they found themselves here because of Swami's spiritual magnetic power. The physical form really revolutionized the whole world. The whole world has come under his influence while he was here in the physical form. Therefore, his very form could help the mission carry on in its own humble way. That was history. But from now on, we have to take the mission seriously. People always quote Swami. The Swami says, my life is my message. They also say, let your life be my message. That's what they quote quite often. But we can also put it this way. Swami, you have done your work so far. Please see that we'll be doing our work hereafter with more strength, with more commitment and dedication than ever before should be our prayer. So that's the first object, to make his mission, take to his mission seriously. The second objective is to take a review of the activities and to make them adopted to modern generation, particularly youth. Our approach, because of my contacts, because of my interaction, because I don't observe any class structure, anything like that. Anybody from a village is as good as a man from metropolis city, man with PhD, whatever may be. A man of thumb impression is equally important to me as a man of PhD. Because we are all same in respect of Sai devotees. Here there is no cadre, no class, no qualification. The only qualification is being a devotee. So because of interaction, prolonged period of interaction with many groups of devotees all over India, here and abroad, I noticed that now there should be a kind of change in our activities and in our presentation. For your information, long ago, say even before I joined here in Puttaparthi, 18 years ago I can say, I had an occasion to visit ecumenical center at Bangalore, quite close to our Whitefield Hospital. There's ecumenical right opposite Whitefield Hospital. You find ecumenical center, directions to that. I was a professor at Andhra Christian College, Guntur, for 26 years. That college principal happened to visit this ecumenical center. He wrote a letter to me asking me to see him and meet him because we were colleagues for a long time. Taking advantage of his invitation, I went there searching where that ecumenical center is. When I went there, I saw buildings of this Radio Sai building type, something like a pyramidal structure, something like cottages, short buildings, not multi-storied. few buildings, few cottages everywhere. They told me they will be providing lodging to those who are to be trained in that economical center for training. At the center, there's another building over there. There's separate facility for boarding, facilities for their comfortable stay. The centrally located building where I went there to meet our principal, former principal, I saw a round table like thing, U-shape to be more correct. In that U-shape, something like round table, U-shape, half moon, right? There are chairs in front of that table, U-shape. There are individual mics as in parliament or as in legislative assembly. There in that U-shape, at the center, a table and the chairman sat there, the speaker of the day. Behind him, there is a nice screen for PowerPoint presentation and also pointer to write with marker. A board is also there. Everyone has got notes there to take notes whatever that's going on. Most surprisingly enough, unbelievably enough, they were discussing that morning 18, 19 years ago about the DNA molecule. DNA life molecule. They were discussing how to interpret DNA life molecule from the point of the Holy Bible. How to explain biblically from scriptural sanction, scriptural authority, scriptural textual authenticity, how to explain DNA. They were discussing. They are freely asking questions, they are doing like that. I was very much amazed and thrilled about it. How people could keep abreast of the times. That's the reason why evangelical movement could spread very fast across the globe. Bhagwan Baba, all by himself, all alone, could spread his mission and message all over the world, all alone. That is handed over to the devotees now, who should carry on the torch, keep the flag fly high, in full awareness of what is happening elsewhere. If I declare I am great, I will be fool number one. If I think I am an ultimate, better I find a place in a mental hospital. After all, things are relative. There is always certainly many people better than anybody. There will be many people better than anybody, always. Nobody is indispensable. The world is so vast. All are Bhagwan's children. Opportunities are given to you, that's all. It is for us to make use of the opportunities or refuse it. That's all. Therefore, when Swami has made himself an international organization in such a magnitude, it is our responsibility to spread it, to carry it through with his blessings and inspiration. Underlined, with his blessings and inspiration. As we do so, we should have full awareness of what has been going on elsewhere. I am very much pained to know that some youth are carried away by certain centers that receive money to give training in personality development. Many of our youth are going. If I say I don't know means it speaks of ignorance, that's all. The fact cannot be denied. I am very much surprised. Who else can speak more than personality development than Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba himself? When we watch his life, when we study his contribution to the education institutions, how the students are brought up from time to time, can there be any other better technique than the one adopted by Bhagwan Baba for personality development? Should our youth go elsewhere personality development? When all delicious items are prepared here, why should my son should go to a hotel and eat there? So when I find some of our youth going elsewhere, in the name of personality development elsewhere, I feel that we are impoverished, that we have not risen to the expectations of the youth, that we could not cater their needs. Therefore, they are in search of places where they can get what they expect, what they want to. And I also find at certain other places where our own people, if you want, I will show you the videos also, because they are all there on TVs. Our own people attending certain centers where meditation techniques are taught. Nothing wrong about it. Has not Baba said anything about meditation? Has he not said about his meditation technique? Should I go elsewhere? When there is sweet shop at my house, why should I go to another sweet shop outside? Baba spoke at length on meditation. So many techniques, the methods. When I go to some other center for meditation, it only means I could not get enough of inputs from the people, or I have not made enough of study of literature. Therefore, as we see the contemporary society, we will understand the needs of the present generation, what they want, what they expect from us, youth and adults. And we have to modify accordingly if we are to stand as a mighty institution. Bhagavan's organization was always in the lead. It is number one. We will not allow it to be behind any other organization. We will learn all techniques from everybody, apply to our context. Why not? In the earlier years of summer courses from 72, we find Swami inviting scholars on different subjects. Swami inviting scholars on different subjects who are not necessarily devotees to share their knowledge with 1,000 students who attended summer course on Indian culture and spirituality. In other words, we should be ready to receive information, apply to Sai literature, and try to project appropriately in a pleasing way, not to my own satisfaction, not to my own estimate, not to my own. It is the taste of the pudding lies in the eating of it. To what extent I reach you is more important than what I want to speak on. But this is certain that there is a dire need to change our techniques and procedures and activities in full awareness of the contemporary organizations. That is my second objective. And the third, to prevent those who may jump the fence by following other gurus. This is a kind of a political game. There are some people say that why should I go when Swami is not there? There are people who told me directly, why do you want to be there? Why do you continue to be there? There are some people ask me, what is it that holds you there? What job you have? When you feel Swami elsewhere, you can feel anywhere. Why only there? You say that he is everywhere, but you stay there. Is it not apparent contradiction? So such letters of challenge pulling my collar. I have been receiving almost couple of warnings or phone calls or letters from near and near. Of course, out of love for me. In the process, we find some are drawn to leave the parent organization and attracted by other paths, by other people. how best to prevent it is also one my objective. Because spent every second for 40 years for his mission. This is known to everybody all over Sai world. No secret. It's not no boast at all, not in the least. So I cannot allow it to happen. Just as you don't allow your son to mortgage your property, just as you don't allow your son to sell out the house you built, we don't allow our people to go like that. We'll try our level best to hold them back by feeding the necessary information, what they really want, what they really expect. Let us know what you want from us. Not that what I know, not what I prepare, no. Let me know what you want. That's what I felt like that. Then the next objective is to make the second line of leadership ready. The second line of leadership ready is most important. Because many people say there is retirement for every job. Benedict Pope retired. But some of our popes don't want to retire. Swami Ranganathananda retired. Mother Teresa retired. The philosophy is renunciation, not attachment. But I appreciate these people. Baba said, you are not the body, you are not the mind. But he did not say, not the position. So, I am the position. I am not the body, I am not the mind, but I am the position. Very good. So they hold on. With the result, the youngsters, the other to follow, are totally frustrated. If few people talk, if we have power to go and listen, we will understand over here what's going on. They are really literally wait Baba to bless these old souls, draw them to his lotus feet in full recognition of their devotion and service for decades. Swami, please give them liberation. We pray you to be more liberal and grant liberation. That's what they talk openly. Even in families it happens like that. If you have got 2 crores, you do not know what your son speaks outside. My dad doesn't enjoy, doesn't give me a single pie, I am waiting for the demise of the fellow. It happens even in the families. It's nothing strange outside. So we have got to be ready and keep the next line of leadership. Just as great people have done. Great people have done. As I said, Ranganathananda, Teresa. Why can't we do that? By giving them proper training, equipment, apprenticeship, it is quite possible. Finally, all the necessary steps to draw youth more and more into our fold. Bhagavan said at one time, why he is after these education institutions? Why? He also made a statement that he spent 75% of his time for students. Why? When he thinks about students, he forgets himself. Why? All his concentration is on students. Why? He himself said, these youngsters, they have a long way to go. They have got a long way to travel to the destination. They are just 20, 25, 30. Whereas seniors may have to get down the train any moment. 70 years. He is not going to be there for another 70 years. That is sure. May have to get down the next station. So the long journey passengers, and next people have to get down the next station. So Swami compared all of us, the seniors, as the people to be ready to get down the next compartment. That's what renunciation is. The youngsters have got to be ready to face the challenges of life, to bear on their shoulders the responsibilities. So our business is to train them, see that they blossom right in front of our eyes, in action, not by speech. Many people can speak. We see them in action, how they, society sees there how you act. Not how you hear, we may speak and people may cheer you. But outside how you are, people will certainly notice what kind of leadership qualities we have. So we should make this youth to draw them, attract them more, give them leadership. And with these objectives, I have been going on self-delegation, not on duty, not as an office bearer, fortunately enough, totally independent, on my own, because of 40 years of experience and association, complete involvement in the organization. I have been proceeding this way. Baba is blessing every visit with fruitful results. I am ever grateful to him. And one thing I have been telling everywhere on every platform, live for Sai. I repeat, live for Sai or live not. Why? Because having been in the organization, having given our life to him, yes, let us carry on, whatever may be. Let resistance come from any quarter, we are ready. Therefore, live for Sai, that has been my thing there, which I have been openly declaring everywhere, and which is true in letter and spirit, so far as I am concerned. By Baba's grace, Zone 3 was kind enough to have invited me to visit those countries. Zone 3 Sai International comprises Australia, New Zealand, Fiji and Philippines. These are the 4 countries that come under the Zone 3 of Sai International. There have been repeated requests and invitations earlier. Because of certain internal problems, I could not go earlier, before. Now that I am totally free, I could go there and serve them. The entire trip spread over 45 days. Every day there is a lecture. At this age of just only 70, of traveling every day, having to speak every day, is possible because of Bhagwan's support and will. It is not possible at the human level by any standard. Because people follow you wherever you go. You cannot repeat the same thing as a tape recorder or a DVD, which is Himalayan boredom, as if there is no other subject in this world. And you cannot blow your own trumpet because others will be tired of you. I cannot tell my personal experiences, what Swami spoke to me in the veranda, what Swami spoke to me in an interview. They may bear with me for 1 or 2 talks, later they will say, please keep them to yourself. It is all private and personal. Therefore, we are supposed to speak which is of general interest and general appeal, not of personal aggrandizement or personal glorification. This I have been aware of this all these years. Therefore, rarely we find people, rarely you find few occasions when I come out with my personal element. I don't do that. 100% I make an attempt to avoid it. Therefore, this long trip is made possible because of Swami's will. After return, I understand what the trip is. The joints started telling, we exist. The neck started telling that we are also present here, be careful. The whole body feels how it helped me then, that it is time to have rest now. There, because of continuous movement and work, I did not realize, because of Swami's strength and the divine energy. Food changes place to place. Time zone changes place to place. Go few hours before to catch the flight to the next place. These are all the things. But when you are prepared to fight and go to the borders, there is no point in telling I have to hold a rifle, I have to shoot. Others don't go, sleep at home. You have gone to the warfare to fight. Come on. You should be ready with all the equipment and the necessary skills. Or don't go. Who forced you to go? And you are not going to please anybody. Therefore, we wanted it, we faced it. Therefore, my first millions, billions, trillions, zillions are thanks to Bhagwan Baba, who made the trip completely successful. And I could cater to these objectives that I have set before me, which were circulated earlier to them, which they mentioned while introducing me to the audience everywhere. The trip began with Australia. The Australian National Conference was held in Canberra, the capital. It was held for 3 consecutive days, 1 day preparation day, and they gave a theme clearly. The theme is the flute. The flute is the theme. When a theme is given, it is absolutely necessary to speak on the theme, relating to the theme, explain from the background of Sai literature, not to the stretch of your imagination, hypothesis, fictitious, self-creative thought based on Sai literature. We should be able to explain, because that speaks of authenticity of your explanation. The Vedanta clearly says, Adi Shankara emphatically said, that which is scriptural sanction will have public approval, authenticity, not otherwise. I consider Sai literature as the scripture. So basing on the scripture, we should be able to relate to the topic, whatever that is given to us. There at the conference, many people were given chances to speak on. A professor, engineer, a principal, a lawyer, presidents of the organization, conveners. Over these spread over 3 days, at least 15 people must have been given a chance to speak. Top presentations, very nice presentations, because they made adequate preparation. My friends, those who are far away, they go by spiritual relationship with Swami. Whereas we here are particular of our physical contact, physical closeness with Swami. Therefore, we are not able to go that far. They pity us for this kind of restricted movement. Therefore, as they go by spiritual thought, spiritual relationship, all that presentations are classic presentations, fully authoritative, authentic. Well, in my own humble way, I gave 2 talks on the flute, basing on Swami literature. 1 talk for adults, 1 talk for youth, and 1 talk purely meant for children belonging to different schools in Australia. The conference was so held, I tell you, being the professor of the university for a long time, we had occasion to attend conferences at different levels, university level, national level, international level. Satyasai conference is held at the international level in Australia, I tell you openly, at the international level. The kind of discussion, the depth, the inquisitiveness, the spirit of inquiry, the seriousness with which they have taken, the questions raised by people, how well informed they are, it's a matter of great interest and worth emulation. Then after visiting Canberra, they just arranged a couple of talks in that great country. As I told you earlier, there were many requests even before which I could not comply because of certain my own limitations. Since they have been awaiting since long, I had to oblige the other visiting other places also. Canberra, Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast, Brisbane, all these places I visited, around 7 places. 7 all over Australia. The national conference every evening, every day concluded with a cultural program that carries message, not simply an entertainment. A message based on Sai literature is not a kind of repetitive monotony or anything self-condemnation. It is something that has got a message to convey and to share with. At the same time, as applied to the modern times, this has pleased me very much. With music and the dance, they have done a good job. After going around the 7 cities in that great country, Australia, which is so vast, and every meeting being attended by most of the devotees, naturally speaks of the glory of Sai in that great land. Then I moved to the next country, New Zealand. The New Zealand, Baba commented on that. It is not New Zealand, it is New Zealand. It is New Zealand. The New Zealand in its beauty, at every place I was feeling, had Kalidasa visited New Zealand, he would have composed many wonderful books. Great poets like Coleridge or Wordsworth or Keats visited those places, the compositions would have been totally different. How unfortunate it is that a student of science, that too botany like Anil Kumar, had to visit that place, and how am I to describe it? My vocabulary totally falls flat. It should be a top poet to describe the New Zealand. Wonderful, beautiful indeed. We people here, living here in these areas, feel very happy when we see one coconut tree. We see very, very happy when we find 2 or 3 palm trees around. 2 or 3 palms around. The whole New Zealand, the weather, so beautiful weather. Thick forest, thick trees, with well laid out roads. Thick forest, very cool and comforting. And the trees on either side, pine trees, gigantic trees. Wow, wow, so beautiful. The trees in the opposite direction, their branches grow in such a stupendous way that the branches meet on the top. As you go in a car, Mother Nature welcomes her children to her bosom. the mother nature. When Baba said, creation is the reflection of the Creator, I found how true it is in New Zealand, New Zealand, how true it is. So beautiful, the atmosphere and the trees and the bushes, so close, so cool. You go by there. I went to Auckland, the first city, where the New Zealand National Conference was held. The New Zealand people, I don't know why they focus their guns on me. Long back, Baba gave a prayer to college students. It has got these stanzas. O Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee. They want me to give one talk on this. 1 hour or 1.5 hours. You cannot speak on veranda experiences, car experiences or Sai Gita experiences. Or you cannot speak on your dreams. Take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee. 1.5 hour talk. Second, O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for Thee. Another talk for 1.5 hours. Third, O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with Thee. Next talk, O Lord, take my mind and thoughts and let them be in tune with Thee. Final, O Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument to work for Thee. 6 stanzas. They wanted me to give 6 talks. Each 1.5 hours or little more. Just imagine yourself in my position. Is it possible? These topics are given to you when you reach there. Come and do it. It is not 1 month practice for 10 minutes talk. There. If I am to say once again, which is literally true, it is Baba that spoke, not Anil Kumar, please believe me. Just as audience heard my talk, I was listening to my own talk. And everyone started saying it is good. I had to raise my eyebrows and say, is it so? Is it so? It only means he spoke, that's all. It is not possible to just give talks extempore on a particular focused theme to a large audience at the national conference in keeping with the standard, decorum, dignity of Prashanti Nilayam. If I flop, speak out of context, I'll be bringing a bad name to the center. It is my duty to represent this place in a befitting manner and to improve upon its image for that matter. Baba did an excellent job, thanks to him. And I do not take, I cannot take, I am not authorized, I am not competent enough to claim even a milligram of credit in this. Totally Swami's. I am speaking from the bottom of my heart. You believe me or not. Later, from Auckland, I had been to Wellington, New Zealand. Trip to Wellington from Auckland. Wow! There is a description of Kailash. There is a description of paradise. That Kailash, that heaven, I could see along my journey from Auckland to Wellington, New Zealand. Wow, wow. how beautiful it is. Its greenery and plants and the trees, the atmosphere, how beautiful. It's less populated. So no noise, no shouting. And there is nothing like pollution. I cannot imagine a place as here, a place where there is no horn of the car. We are used to that complete noise. We find silence in the noise. Without noise we cannot sleep. There's Himalayan supreme silence. And very few vehicles, less populated. Beautiful scenery, wonderful nature. Oh, the branches simply swinging by the touch of the wind currents. The flowers blossoming, tossing their heads by the touch of the wind. Welcoming people. Thanking God. Flowers thank. Trees thank. Rivers thank. Mountains thank God because they reflect Himself. World is the reflection of God. Therefore, if we really want to see God, yes, we see Him in His nature. His wonderful creation. So beautiful was Wellington. And in Wellington, they held a meeting in the church, that too Sunday. Most of the people that attend are Christians. Will you speak on the miracles? The courtesy may make them remain silent. And the invitation that you will never receive next time in your lifetime will be a proof to that. Is a church full of Christ Sunday. What do you speak? It is Bhagavan who spoke again, relating Christ and Baba, establishing relationship, parallels between Baba and Christ, between Baba and his teachings, Christ mission, Baba mission, parallels, similarities. I could present them because it is Bhagavan Sri Satsai Baba who spoke on that day in the premises of the church, not this physical body Anil Kumar. I can tell you emphatically about it. Had I identified myself, I would have been really out of context. And then from Wellington, I had been to another place, Hamilton. From Hamilton, I had been to another place, Gold Coast. Gold Coast, because I hail from a very dry place, Guntur, in Andhra Pradesh, totally dry. I have settled in Puttaparthi. The place is dry, most of the people are even more dry. To see that, I am not able to believe it true. And everywhere I could stay in front of the mountains, in front of the forest, big hotels, so I could see the beauty of nature. Swami, how beautiful are you? Huh? In a mirror, if you find a beautiful face, the person must have been more beautiful. Swami, when this is more beautiful, you must have been most beautiful on earth. Your creation is so beautiful. None can equal you. Therefore, you are Satyam Sivam Sundaram. You are Satyam Sivam Sundaram, the ultimate. The proof of it is the nature. In front of the sea, the well-built personalities, New Zealanders love sports. Well-built body. Any fellow can lift 4 people of my size. Yes, easily. And mango season fruits of that size. Abbo! We have to be careful while talking to them. Must get your life insured if you want to differ. Or leave hopes on life if you want to fight. Very well built body. And that too, it was a rainy day. They were wearing shorts, no shirts, nothing like that. There on the sea, the surfers, they said surfers, going on. Rain. A cloud is enough for me to carry umbrella here. A cloud there. How they are just like that. And then heavy rain, they are just walking like that, as if nothing is there. More than the sea, I was observing these people. The athletes, sportsmen, great country, I could see that Gold Coast is really marvelous, wonderful. Here I should tell you. There is one place, Tao Po, they said. Tao Po, or Water Wonderland. Water Wonderland in New Zealand. I had been there. In the midst of the forest, first class streets, wonderful hotels, good. Then we went to that wonderland, full of mountains, valleys, rivers, ocean all over. Okay. Very unbelievable thing is, boiling waters everywhere. Fume, smoke coming out of it. Everywhere. As in boilers. You try at home, keep water on the cooker, wait. All over. Plain area, water flowing, boiling. You find the fumes out of it. Smoke coming out of it. Then you look into the valley, there is water, boiling again. Everywhere, boiling waters. And the smoke and fumes come out of it, that you cannot find your way. It has been going on over ages. How many boilers are necessary to heat that water? How much of energy is necessary to have that water? Why it boils? How it boils? What is all this heat? And then certain areas where you find, believe me my friends, I got photographs with me also. Water at different places. You find thick yellow color at one place, as if you have poured out yellow paint there. Yellow paint area at one place. Who poured out paints there? Another dark blue color, dark green color. All the 7 colors at different places. All over that area, Taupo Wonderland. Really, what those colors mean? 7 colors of rainbow on water surface. Oh God, you are the painter. The divine painter, dark colors, wonderful, wonderful. They wanted me to make a full circle. I did not do that because I have a couple of meetings to follow. Because if I dare do that, next day I will have to take rest totally. So I made half circle. But it's wonderful to find those waters, Water Wonderland, New Zealand, all youngsters participating. I was extremely happy. From New Zealand, oh yes, there in New Zealand I visited a school there. They speak a language, Maori language, Maori. That school has on rolls backward students, children of aboriginals, poverty-stricken families, families which are abused, children, orphans. For such children, such a high school exists in New Zealand. Such children who are just orphaned. Greater miracle is these children go home, bring about transformation among their parents in the society. Education for transformation is the reality happening in New Zealand today. Quite unbelievable. Because we are transformed here. By the moment we go out, we get transformed back again. It is not like that. Children bringing about transformation. Fantastic job. Meant for poor children. Families who have no shelter, no food. Single parent families. Really, we can't but cry watching those children. We can't but thank God for having kept us comfortable this way. We should be very grateful, oh God, you have kept us comfortable. As I see the misery all around the world. And that Maori school is managed by teachers who are totally dedicated. When I went there, nobody looked at me. I was feeling so sorry, am I that ugly? Why don't people look at me? Why don't people ask me to say a few words? Total involvement, complete forgetfulness in discharging the duty I have seen among the teachers there in New Zealand. I pray Baba to bless that institution. Such an organization is now they are going to build an auditorium at the center so that all these poor people will come there, learn bhajans and will have cultural programs so that they can mix with the Mauryan people more and more. Then I moved to Fiji. Fiji is a very interesting place. I am afraid India also may become like that one day. Why? All their children have gone to Australia and New Zealand. Parents are staying there. In India, most of the children are settling in America. Every family has got at least one child staying in America. While the old fellow goes on saying, my son is in America. So what are you are here only after all. That's the situation today. Therefore, in Fiji, most of the people, youngsters have moved to New Zealand and Australia. Fiji is full of old people, parents-in-law and the parents. The only income is of those people because it is a wonderful center, tourist center, very beautiful center. So tourists, only source of income for the Fiji. But at the same time, it's also good. Now what I want to bring to your attention is this. There in Fiji, there is such a high school again, meant for totally poor children, orphans. They also feed them. Totally free education in Fiji. After all, the world is so vast. If we keep our eyes open, we see wonders happening outside. Such as a school in Fiji, wow, how they are doing. And in Fiji, I went to that Satsai medical center. Would you believe me? Some doctors from America, they volunteered and staying there, extending free medical service to Fijians there, including dialysis, including surgery, free medical service in that poverty-stricken area. That kind of service, that kind of activity, we see Sai there. Not your office bearer position, who sits in the front, who sits in the back. All of us will have to find a place in Chitravati, that's all. Chitravati is the common place. Whether you sit in the front row or last row doesn't matter. One row is already berth reserved. These are the things that matter. These are the things that speak of the glory of Sai. How he could bring up that kind of transformation. Really wonder. So while leaving Fiji, when all devotees assembled, my final talk, I stayed there in Fiji for 1 week. I said, please think of activities this way. What does Fiji need now? Shall I speak on Atma, Paramatma, Maya? Shut up. Enough. What does Fiji need now? How to prevent youngsters leaving the country. Let not these youngsters leave this country. Let these children stay in this country of their motherland. Let them work for this country. Talk to them about nationalism, just as Baba speaks about Bharat. Talk to them that you have to live in your land, work for your land. And let few people start industries, small scale industries. See that they are given enough of employment. That's what Fiji needs. That's what Sai organization should do it immediately. Not speaking about Maya and Mahamaya. And go to those poor people. Make a list of these old people. Try to help them what they need. Yes, that's what is required. So we have to change our activities in tune to the place, demands. Rather doing, sir, we have Nagar Sankirtan. We have Nagar Sankirtan every day in Fiji Islands. They want some bread to eat, not your Kirtan. They want some bread to eat, they are very hungry. Feed them. No, sir, I will do Veda chanting every day. Please chant at home. What they need today is food. A kind of awareness to see that people will hold on to that place, that they don't vacate. Then they said, Mr. Anil Kumar, would you come again and stay here for 1 month? I said, I'll stay here for 6 months. It is not a festival visit, no. I am not a politician to go around and talk. Life is useless. Mother Teresa stayed in slums. Mother Teresa stayed with beggars in huts. So Teresa could become a mother to everybody. So I go to some platform, talk and go everywhere. You are a politician. We should be with them, work with them. Therefore, what the tasks ahead, I could make it clear. Then I'm in Fiji. I could visit certain places. Nandi, and then Singtoka, Suva are the 3 cities I visited there, could give talks and return. Finally, I had been to Philippines, the last stay for 1 week. Philippines, Manila, the capital, I stayed there. In Manila, there are many of our friends, particularly from Madras. There are many youngsters from Chennai. They are working there. They are doing very well. I felt very proud of our people who are doing very well there. Now I tell you, their vocational guidance center is run by Sai devotees. They bring people there. They teach them how to make doormats, how to make blankets, how to make kerchiefs, how to make baskets. They train them so that they can earn their livelihood. That program is going on in a most successful way in Philippines. Their education, human values, Educare program is most successfully done there in Philippines. With this visit spread over 45 days, with Bhagavan divine grace, I could return on 5th March. I thought, just as father goes, attends some wedding, and he returns, and he goes on telling the family members what he saw there. Grandmother goes on pilgrimage to Kumbh Mela. She returns and tells grandchildren, everybody, what she saw there. your brother Anil Kumar has gone there to share his experiences with you this morning. Thank you very much for being here. Sai Ram. Sai Ram. Good. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much.
Be always happy, happy, happy.